Are your trades not going through in NBA 2k22? Don't worry, I'm here. I'll help you out a little bit. If you want to see my top 7 NBA superstar players that you can trade for in NBA 2k22 MyNBA, keep watching the video, lad. Just stay tuned. Lads, lasses, welcome to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to subscribe. That would mean a lot. Also, if you're interested, all my links to everything's down in the description below. Now that the plugging's out the way, let's get into the video, shall we? Actually, before we do that though, there is a quick disclaimer. These trades will work most of the time. However, there are different variables, whether you're a contending team or a bad team. Also, fantasy draft. If you're doing a fantasy draft, these trades probably won't go through either. This is for the first roster update of 2k22. So if there's another roster update that's come out, then these trades might not work. Feel free to try them, but I have a feeling that they still won't work. So if you're watching this and there's a patch update, then there might be another video for that next patch update. Anyway, now I'm actually done rambling. Let's do it. The first player we're going to be looking for is Dame Dollar. Because of his recent update, he's now a 92 overall, as you can see just up there. The Blazers no longer consider him untouchable, so we can trade for Dame Dollar. This can work with most teams that you're doing, but with any trade, the first thing that you should be doing is search around, have a quick flick through positions for players, see if random players go up at random positions. Like, I know a couple of point guards and shooting guards can go up at the power forwards, so just check those out. Now, the first player you're going to be needing in a trade for Dame Dollar is Klay Thompson. So, if you're the Thunder, you can give up Derek Favors, Josh Giddey, and a random first-round pick. Klay Thompson's pretty easy to trade for with most players. Just give up someone with decent salary and a bit of value. If you chuck them in together, Klay Thompson's not too hard to get. Pick up Klay Thompson pretty dang easily from the Warriors. Make sure Klay is at the small forward, otherwise this trade will not work. Now, the hard part. This is the hardest player to trade for this entire video, I think. Especially for a trade package, you're going to have to trade Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a 2.5-star first-round pick and a 2-star first-round pick, and you can get yourself Anthony Edwards from the Timberwolves. As you can see, Shai Gilgeous only has 4 stars, whereas Anthony Edwards has 4.5 stars. That's what we're really looking for here, is that extra trade value, especially for a superstar like Dame Dollar, one of the best guards in the NBA. Anthony Edwards, you can keep him at the shooting guard. It doesn't really matter too much. One thing you've also got to remember, especially for this Dame Dollar trade, you're going to need a lot of first-round picks. As I'm the Thunder, I've got plenty. So basic rule of thumb, if you get 4 first-round picks, that normally adds up to a decent, valuable first-round pick. So, here's a trade package. Klay Thompson, Anthony Edwards, an OKC 2022 first. It's 3 stars. Plus 3 regular firsts. That is 1.5, 2 stars for Dame Lillard. Let's chuck that in there. Trade goes through every single time. Well, not every single time, depending on variables. But you can get Dame Dollar just like that. Number 2 on this list, we have maybe the 3rd or 4th best point guard in the NBA, even though he hasn't played a game this year. We got Kyrie Irving. Once again, the Nets don't classify him as untouchable, which means you could trade for him pretty easily, actually, to be fair. So the first player you're going to be needing to make a trade for Kyrie Irving is Draymond Green. So Draymond's pretty easy to get. All you have to do is offer up 2 kind of bigger contracts. Truck in a player like Derek White with Drew Eubanks in a second. You can get yourself Draymond Green pretty dang easily. Leave him at the power forward. And now the next player that we're going to be needing is Shai Gilgeous. He's a little bit harder to trade. So if you're a team like the Spurs, you're going to have to flip someone for him. Keldon Johnson, Jakob Poeltl, and Thaddeus Young could get us Bam Adebayo from the Heat. Chuck in someone like Lonnie Walker with Bam Adebayo and a first-round pick in 2026. You can get yourself Shai Gilgeous in the trade finder. Also get Pokovsky. Make sure you move Shai Gilgeous to the shooting guard. Otherwise, this trade will not work at all. Offer up Draymond Green, Shai Gilgeous, and a 3-star first-round pick in the trade finder. It will automatically chuck in an extra first-round pick. Kyrie Irving comes up. You can make a trade for him pretty dang easily. And now you've got yourself a backcourt if you are the Spurs. Very good backcourt to build around there. Trade number 3 is, yes, it's another point guard. There is another point guard on this list, by the way. But it's Trey Young. He is not listed as untouchable by the Atlanta Hawks, which means you could trade for him pretty easily. And actually, to be fair, considering what you have to give up for Kyrie, this one is a lot easier to do. You're only going to be needing 1 player. However, that 1 player is quite difficult to trade for. It is with the Warriors, and you need James Wiseman. But if you get yourself Klay Thompson, move him to the small forward, and then flip him with someone quite young, like a Kevin Porter Jr. type player. So yeah, Klay Thompson, Kevin Porter, Daniel Tice, 2 seconds, and Kenyon Martin Jr. We can get yourselves James Wiseman and John Wall, and that's the only player we need for this trade, boys. So if you offer up James Wiseman, that Rockets first-round pick, and 3 regular first-round picks for just straight Trey Young Young straight up, that trade could go through for you. Yes, we're going to change it now. We've had 3 point guards. I'm going to give you a forward now that you can trade for, and that right there is Paul George. He's currently a 90 overall in 2K for the Clippers. Clippers don't have him as untouchable, and if I'm being honest, do you have to give up a couple of young pieces for PG? But if you're trying to win right now, it is worth it. First player you're going to be needing is John Collins, and if you're the Kings or someone like that, Christian Wood, Harrison Barnes can get you John Collins and Clint Capella combined. Awesome. John Collins is going to be a part of this trade for Paul George, and Clint Capella could probably help us get Brandon Ingram, so that's perfect. Clint Capella, a first-round pick in 2022, and Marvin Bagley can get us a Brandon Ingram. Now, that's players out of the way. We do need 1 pick, and it's going to have to be 3 stars at the very minimum. And I'm going to try something right here, right now on video. 2 first-round picks and 4 second-round picks for a 3-star first. It goes through, so there you go. You don't have to give up 4 first-round picks. As long as you got the seconds there, you can make it work. And then if you just offer John Collins and Ingram in the trade finder, that 3-star first-round picks automatically gets put in there, and you can trade for PG on your team as a starting small forward. Number 5 on this list is Donovan Mitchell. He is not listed as untouchable by the Jazz. Same as Gobert, but I prefer Donovan Mitchell in 2K. Gobert is good if you need a defensive rebounder. So this is actually one of the easiest players to trade for through the trade finder. You can literally try and offer up anything, and sometimes he just comes up. Chuck Derrick Rose in there with Mitch Robinson, a 3-star first-round pick, and someone with salary filler such as Eric Gordon. And Donovan Mitchell comes up in the trade finder, gives yourself a nice shooting guard to build around. Now this one, this is 6 and 7, by the way. Chris Paul and Devin Booker. You can trade for both of these guys pretty, not easily per se. Chris Paul's a lot easier to trade for than Booker, but you can trade for both of them very nicely in 2K. So if you put Jaylen Brown, James Bergknight, 3 first-round picks in here for Chris Paul, the trade goes through. Bada bing, bada boom. If you're wondering what happened, we had to trade Chris Middleton and so many first-round picks and Miles Bridges. Not exactly ideal, but if you can get Jaylen Brown on a cheap deal, that's how you get Chris Paul pretty easily. And you guys already know who our last player is. It is indeed Devin Booker. We are trading with the Phoenix Suns, so this is going to be a lot of fun. And honestly, I'm surprised that it took this much to get Devin Booker. To be fair, it's not that much. If you're wondering who it is, it's Ben Simmons. We're going to need Ben Simmons. You give up Klay Thompson and a first-round pick, bang, the Sixers accept that deal. Now, Ben Simmons at the small forward is an 87 overall, which is exactly what you want. How is this even a trade for Gobert? How is that a trade? I'm just scrolling through and I found that. Why is that even a trade, 2K? Which, if we trade Gobert for Christian Wood and Eric Gordon, I think Christian Wood can get us that player. We need Mitchell Robinson. Will they do this? They want to give us... There we go. That's beautiful. That's exactly what we need. We need Mitchell Robinson. Then if we put Ben Simmons, Mitch Robinson, put a 2.5-star first-round pick there with 2 regular firsts and a second-round pick. Then if we go Ben Simmons, Mitch Robinson, and 4 first-round picks, one of them's 2.5 stars, straight up for Devin Booker. The Suns accept that deal, and we get ourselves Devin Booker. Yes, we give up Ben Simmons. However, we get Devin Booker. So guys, if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like. If you've learned something, give it a like as well. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. If there's any players that I missed out that are pretty easily to trade for, because I know you can get yourself like Bam, Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, as you guys saw. I know you can somehow get Jason Tatum. He's one of the hardest players to trade for that you can actually trade for, but he's one of the hardest ones you can actually do. If you made it this far in the video and want to see more, I do rebuilds most days, so subscribe. That'll mean a lot. We're trying to hit 25,000. Links to everything's down in the description below. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Discord, all that stuff is down below. It'd mean a lot if you guys could go check those out. And I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Subscribe!